The direction went into new opportunities for women working, opportunities for further education, enterprise support, and dealing with the question of drug abuse and young offenders. There's a range of activities that the partnership and its staff conducted, so we became much more a service type partnership at that stage.
But I think through partnership and the education programs that partnership had and the support system they put in place, they've had a huge impact, I think, in the education of people, and two, just trying to be inclusive and try and include non-Irish in any of the activities.
Because this was one of the areas that got most of the immigrant population came and lived here, and this actual building became a training centre for asylum-seeking people who weren't allowed work originally. The regulation was changed and we were allowed to bring them into training courses and they could seek employment. That all happened here, and it was a great response at the time to what was a growing problem.
My basic thing in life is to seek knowledge and acquire information. So for anybody who is living in the W15 area, I never knew Blanchardstown Area Partnership existed before, but since the time that I got acquainted with the BAP, it's been a success for me. Call them, ring them up, book an appointment, and go for it.
The mix, I suppose, is brilliant. If people can focus in on the positive sides of that. That won't always happen, but it's up to people like ourselves who work in the community to put that positive front forward and to work trying to include people as well.
There is Learning at Work programme as well, which employers are working with one of our officers here, and the opportunity for people to come back and learn specific skills that they may not have to assist them.
The general operative was the title of the job, so it was basically like no experience, just warehousing. And literally like I was sweeping up the warehouse and stuff like that. So I came up and I was doing the course then for 3 hours a week. It lasted 20 weeks, I think. Worked out well, I got the job in the office then.
We also then promoted further education, people who had done their Leaving Cert and who perhaps had gone to work or maybe become unemployed, going back to third level education. And we were successful through the staff of the partnership getting the Millennium funding, which enabled and helped people through grant aid for their books or college fees.
It was the Millennium Fund, I think it was called. It's also helped me through college with book grants and other expenses that had come that I wasn't expecting to be, that I needed covered.
The need for people to become self-employed and provide their own jobs and create enterprises. We still have continued that, but in the 2001 onwards, there was a greater emphasis on that because there were people who, for a range of reasons, were becoming available and interested in setting up their own business. So that became part of the focus.
I got onto the Blanchardstown Area Partnership website, and what they do is they do modules, so you can pick and choose what it is you need. No, I needed everything. But they were done in a format that, at the end of April, by the end of June, for example, I could have had the main chunk of what I needed to know done, but it also enabled me to get up and running straight away, because the first thing I did was I was looking to get on the taxation one, so I knew exactly where I stood. There's a lot of things out there that I didn't understand about setting up a business, and I found the BAP to be excellent in answering almost all my questions.
I think sometimes it can seem like it's a bureaucracy, and I probably would have thought that at one stage. But I know that people involved in partnership are really dedicated to listening to what is happening on the ground. And I suppose it's easy for me to say that as a community person, because I'm still involved in the community structure, and I have a chance to bring the community voice to partnership, and partnership have a chance to feed back to community. And as chair of partnership, I would probably be one of my aims is to make sure that there is a very open channel of information from the top down and from the bottom up.
I believe that our mandate is about the marginalised communities. It's about those people who find it hardest to live in this community. And I think that there has to be a radical edge to partnerships, which a service provider can never be. So I don't think the partnership can be just a service provider. I think it has to be prepared to be radical, prepared to speak for those who have no other way of communicating their problems and their particular needs, and at the same time getting the state agencies, or else through the state agencies, delivering the services that those people need.